Oh wow, in the normal game this is a ribbon, but in this marvelous randomizer it is a dragon fang. I mean, basically what I wanted to do is make enemies stronger. Maybe I've just overshot that goal. Maybe they're just too strong now. I can't really rule that out. Should I even try this again? Like, I'm not sure if this is a good idea. But then again I have Ultima, so how bad could it be? And something here drops guard sources, like, I need to make use of that, don't want to abuse it. Because well, I guess the enemy dropping the guard source is the one that does so much damage, because I have killed the other one and didn't give me guard sources, so I'm just gonna assume that's the enemy I want. That is pretty much what I would say about them as well. I mean, it's not like their HP is lowered, it's just that it hasn't been increased as much as... Or maybe it's not even higher. I mean, their other stats have been increased quite a bit. Their HP, however, has not. So the difference between the increase in their strength and the non-increase in their HP is quite glaring. And yes, I don't have W item yet. I mean, I might not even ever get it. Because this randomizer doesn't work in such a way as that every item or every materia is there in the game. I mean, essentially every item and materia is a random one. It doesn't make it so that it only uses up everything like once. Like, you can have copies and you can get stuff. You can also just not get certain things at all. Okay, so Aerith cannot use Clear Tranquil. This limit break does not work. It softlocks the game. Okay. Okay. I mean, because Clear Tranquil works just exactly the same as whichever name Aerith's first limit break has. Healing Wind. I can just give her that and that's perfectly fine. So yeah, I just replaced Clear Tranquil with Healing Winds, and that should be fine now. wow. That's like... Please don't kill me, maybe? This doesn't work either. You know, I think the issue isn't so much... I think maybe she needs to have Great Gospel as level 4-1. Because once again the game is soft-locked. So, I just gave her her standards. Let me break. Wait, I should have, but maybe it didn't work. I mean, if you randomize things, things like this can happen. I know, I just had to fix something because errors, let me break, did soft lock the game, and then I had to manually go out of the game to edit some things, and that because if you are focused out of the game, like if you open another window, the game automatically soft locks, like as in the game pauses. It doesn't soft lock, it just pauses. So that's what you just witnessed. I mean, I hope things should be fine now, because if this still doesn't work, then I don't know what the issue is this time. Wait, are you telling me it still somehow does not work? So apparently Aerith just like, I don't even know what the issue is this time. Like, she has great gospel, but somehow it's still like, maybe she's just garbage, like that should be, maybe that's the issue. Like, I don't see why I mean, this is the one you should have, right? Like, I don't know why this doesn't work. Maybe I just cannot use element break. Well, if you read his message closely, you would have realized he said after disc 1, so we're starting disc 2. He didn't advise me to stop using her before disc 2, so his advice doesn't cover this. But I guess I could have taken my own advice and realized that Aerith is in fact garbage. I mean, that's a good point. Maybe it has to do with the number of enemies and other things as a combination of issues. I mean, I also need to actually not die though, still, like... I'm just saying. Well, it works somehow. The not dying parts. Oh, Giselle greens, they are really handy right now. So now I want to fight some more of these Xinhua Soldiers, because apparently they drop guard sources. Are you saying I said the name incorrectly? Is that how you pronounce them? Gishul? Gasal? Kushal? I'm not sure. English is a very strange, spooky language with many strange, spooky pronunciation options. Gützal. I mean, I would say that's probably further away from how it's supposed to be. I mean, I must say Kate Sivers is getting some use in this mod for once. All thanks to Doom of the Living. I'm pretty sure if he didn't have the limit break, he would be much less useful. Money laundering hobo. Do you mean Aerith? Because I have to have her for this part of the game. I cannot choose to not have her. Okay, so this is like deadly. Where's my Ultima? Can you like not oh my god, are you like doing this shit to me? Not good. Well, the reason why Ultima missed on one of them is because Kate Sif has Fury, which makes all of his attack have 30% less accuracy. Did I get any items? Like power sources? No, guard sources? No, I didn't. Ah, okay. That's really unfortunate. I thought they would drop some. Yeah, including magic. I mean, I know that his Japanese name is Ketoshi, but am I supposed to call him cat shit? What fun stuff did I do in Japan? I mean, on my most recent trip, I am not sure if you were there when I spoke about that, but I went to a place that likes to call itself the tuna capital of Japan. So I ate, among other things, tuna there, and I took funny pictures of myself standing next to like a cemetery worth of dead tuna bodies piled onto the floor while wearing rubber boots and holding an umbrella. I mean, I would say that's pretty high on the fun scale. And apart from that, where do I stand on raw tuna versus canned tuna? I think that raw tuna tastes like kind of infinitely better than canned tuna. I mean, I guess you could say so, even though I'm not sure if you can be really in tune now with things that are dead. And I rode many trains. I ate a lot of ice cream. I wasn't in Tokyo, so I don't think I could have gone to any FF7 cafes. I have yet to do any of that. But I also went to what I found was quite an interesting experience, a Japanese, a kind of famous graveyard. Yes, the item that are dropped are randomized. You mean for how much they sell? No, that's still the same. There was a graveyard where they had, like, lo and behold, gravestones, and it was sort of a famous monastery, and in front of those gravestones they would, as some sort of offering, like, put stuff, and strangely enough, they would even put actual money there. Like, they had 1, sometimes 5, and I think even sometimes as high as 10 or 100 yen coins just lying around. And I mean, I'm pretty sure that if they did that in other countries, people would go there and collect the money, but people just put money there, and Like, the money was still there when I left, so I find it interesting that you can like put money in a graveyard and people don't go there and collect it. I'm not sure if such a thing can be done everywhere in the world. Yeah, but the difference, I think, is that if you put money in fountains, to retrieve the money you at least have to get your hands dirty and or moist, wet. But there the money was just really literally lying in front of you. I mean, there wasn't much of an inconvenience to picking it up. People wouldn't even probably notice or see you if you took it. Yeah, I mean the money is supposed to go to the temple and the people working there, so it's kind of a donation. But in some places I think that wouldn't stop people from still taking it. Taking money from the dead, I mean, that depends probably on how you view it. Like, I don't really believe that if I if I like steal a dead person's wealth, I don't think I should feel haunted. I would be cursed by temple ghosts. I mean, to me that might even be a good thing because it makes my life like 60% more exciting. You know, a curse is just the right thing that's missing in my life. Oh, and I went to a town where you could pet deer. There was a town with tame deer that were running around all throughout the town. And you can like pet them and buy food for them to feed them. Yeah, I think the trumpet shell is what you normally get there, but maybe just by pure chance. Even though it was randomized, it's still the same item. I can't say for sure which is the case. Well, you might have been to the same town then. The town I was in goes by the mysterious name of Nawa. You've been to Kyoto. Well, I've been in that location last time. Have you been to Koyasan? Because that's the place I talked about where they had the money in the cemetery, among other things. You've not? Well, when you go there and you take the bus ride back to leave Koyasan, they will tell you that they'd like you to come back to Koyasan at some point. Just as a random bit of trivia right now. So you must have missed that. mean, personally, I didn't really enjoy Kyoto as much. I was very much tourist over one, and the city didn't really seem that exciting to me. Even though I went to all of the famous locations that one might have seen in pictures, doing that, I mean, I'm not even sure if I should use the term even though, because you might expect the day would be touristy and overcrowded. So I went to the Golden Pavilion and some other places. And let's just say that you couldn't go there like the way they used to be in Corona times, because it's just way too crowded. And people taking pictures of everything, of themselves, people taking pictures of other people taking pictures. No, I don't know. That name doesn't ring a bell. Oh, actually, I have been to that. Maybe I just don't remember the name, because I went to... That's in Osaka, right? No, that's in Kyoto. I have been to the monkey park. Are goats still the best? I mean, I have actually, I think, yet to see and pet a goat in person. Doesn't this room have a specific enemy in the original? What do you mean by specific enemy? There are enemies in this room, yes, but I'm not sure what you mean by specific. Cat-like? Do you mean an enemy called Doorbell? Because that's not in this room. Oh, well, actually I think it is. But you can also encounter it outside. I think this room has no unique enemies, if that's what you're asking. But I would say that goats are better than monkeys, because the monkeys I encountered were kind of annoying. Also, you're not supposed to like get too close to them because they can be aggressive, and that's not such a fun thing, I think. So this is the red dragon. This doesn't even feel like a boss encounter. Okay, that's quite some damage though. I can't... Oh my god, I can't even... Oh my god. What is even going on? Maybe hyper jump works. There are a few problems that Ultima can't solve. Oh, and I wonder what Bahamut will be. Oh wow, another Titan. This temple is swarming with Titans. This is the second Titan materia I got in this temple. Yeah, you can encounter the doorbell enemy outside in the so-called Escher room. I wonder what Demon's Gate is going to be like. I mean, to be fair, in the original game, if you're not speedrunning it, Demon's Gate is not exactly too hard either, I would say. Also, I haven't actually gotten the Power Sword weapon. And I think I might not get it anymore. Well, Demon's Gate has the peculiarity that its magic defense is very high, which means that Ultima wouldn't even really help me that much. But then again, I have some of the mid-breaks I can use. And because she's gonna leave me soon, I'm just gonna get her to, I'm just gonna whip her body of everything that might be of any use. Hey Google me. Well, this is underwhelming. Yeah, that's one of his original attacks. I mean, it's basically a pun because it's spelled like Petrov I. So maybe somebody thought that's a funny name. Yeah, I have not seen him use Icicle on just one person. And is he doing anything at all? ever again did his AI just break? Like, it seems like he doesn't do anything again. Yeah, I think because of one of the options I chose, called Enemy Swarm, which in random battles makes sure that there's always at least 5 enemies in the battle. And because of how this cannot be applied to boss battles, this fight was too easy. Because the side effect of this Enemy Swarm option is that because there's always at least 5 enemies in the battle, it reduces every enemy's HP to kind of compensate for too much enemy power, I think. I'm not sure what the thought process behind this is, but Sega Chief, who made this mod, made it so that enemies' HP is basically halved if you use this enemy swarm option, which for bosses might be a bit debilitating. Yeah, I would have liked more Demon's Gate in the battle. One is just not enough for my Demon's Gate appetite. Well, you also have to realize that there can only be 6 enemies in the battle in total, and for Emerald Weapon, because you know you have Emerald Weapon and the 4 eyes, and then there's actually still a 6th enemy, the invisible lower part of any weapon, so Emerald Weapon already has like 6 enemies in battle. You cannot actually change anything to Emerald Weapon. And similarly to Ruby Weapon, you have him and the 2 tentacles, so that's already 3. You can only add like 3 more enemies to the battle. I mean, in theory you could have 1 ruby and 5 tentacles, or you know, 4 rubies and 2 tentacles. Or if you remove the rubies, you could have 6 rubies. If you remove the tentacles, you could have 6 rubies. You know, I might have had a little, like, peek at some of the game data, and if you are, like, terribly devastated now by the fact that I only had to fight 1 Demon's Gate, like, if you're at the brink of breaking down from this underwhelming disappointment, maybe I can lift your spirits by revealing that I believe there will be 5 diamond weapons at least. Unfortunately, I'm not sure about Ultimate Weapon. I mean, I'm pretty sure that the weapons, as in Emerald and Ruby, will not have been changed because of the limitations I noted earlier. I think Emerald and Ruby weapon will be entirely unchanged in terms of enemy number in battle, but I'm pretty sure that Diamonds will have 5 diamond weapons in battle, and maybe Ultimate Weapon 2 will have... But then again, actually I think no. I think that Ultimate Weapon 2 will have only 1 Ultimate Weapon in battle, because of how his HP is a global variable, and if you reduce it by too much and below 20,000 it will go to the final battle, so that probably won't work either. And I already picked up the materia you get in this section of the game, in the Sleeping Forest. I already picked up the Kyoto Materia, which the game told me should have been Mega All, but regardless of the game telling me that, it was still only Kyoto. So this randomizer still has some options. Among other things, the game is lying to you about what you are getting, and what you are in fact getting. This is not only randomized, it's also a deception simulation. Like, you're being told one thing, such as that you're getting a materia, but in reality you're getting something else. I mean, this is almost like a psychological simulator. It's like a way to simulate deception, lies, tragedy. It's like you know the game as a video game. How many diamond weapons? I can tell you that the number of diamond weapons is equal to the number of fingers on someone's hand, and that someone I don't want to disclose though. I mean, how many diamond weapons would you like to see? How many do you need? Yeah, I mean, FF7's modes of transportation are quite noisy. Indeed. About 17. That's quite a few. Oh, why are they giving me these shitty characters? I mean, that's quite a setup. I could have had like everything, everyone, but they're giving me Tifa and Barrett's. I'm not sure if I like this. I mean, who should be my party now? I kind of want to continue with Kate Sif, but I don't want Tifa. I don't want Barrett. I've already spent enough time with Juffy, so I can choose out of these three clouds. I mean, maybe XP wise, Red 13 would need it the most. Let's check on limit breaks. Is she already advanced? Well, I guess this might be yes, you mean the... Do you mean what you can morph enemies into? Or do you mean where I get the morph materia? Because both actually is random. So what enemies the item enemy can drop, the item you can steal from enemies, as well as what item you can morph enemies into, all three of these things have been randomized. In the original game, some enemies cannot be morphed at all, indeed. It doesn't really matter how big they are. I mean, size isn't in... Like, it's not about size that determines if an enemy is morphable or not. Oh, hey, punk. You're currently brewing some ramen. I mean, that sounds a bit misleading. Aren't you just putting hot water onto like cup noodles? So what step of this process are you currently into, I'm wondering? Are you just currently making hot water? Or have you already put the hot water onto your prepared ramen cup? They are not in a cup, they come in a pouch. Oh, I see, I'm sorry for this great misunderstanding of mine. How much does such a pouch of ramen cost, I wonder? Because I think I've had such a thing before, but I hear they are very cheap as a food, is that true? I also hear that apparently they're very tasty. I'm not sure if that's true. Are you buying them specifically because they are cheap? Do you like cheap food? Yeah, I find that to be true quite often myself. Sometimes you have to add things to... wow, there was nothing in there. Sometimes you have to add things to, like, already ready to eat things you could buy to make them tastier. Because the way they are sold is not a very tasty way. So it seems that the items you can dig up here are also randomized, which is interesting but also a bit annoying because now I have to like dig up everything I can dig up here and just see what it gives me. And there's quite a few distinct spots that I might not know off the top of my head, so I might have to look this up. I think there's like 8 different spots that give you like 8 different items. And so I think I have to do this first. So where do we even find such a map? Okay, I think I know where. So I'm just currently doing some research. After my research, this will continue. So I got the Lunar Hub, and I got Apparently, in the spot I just dug, you can find elixirs with a chance that is lower than 100%. Apparently, it's a roughly 14% chance, which is terrible because that's not very high. I think I should just skip this. Yeah, if I'm not getting an elixir or anything at all, I will skip this spot and move right to the next one. Okay, what's this? Oh, this is some weapon for Vincent. Oh no, it's not. It's a 50% chance potion. Am I performing a 100% completion? Wow, have you learned Japanese? Your Japanese is really quite flawless. Please stop flexing so hard, or you might rip a muscle or something. And I think I chose the wrong spot. Never mind. I still got a potion. Next should be a mega elixir, and then the mob. But the mega elixir has a very small spot, somewhere where this thing here. Did you know there is a song, and you know, I'm not sure why I'm telling you, but you're just saying all the right words. That's a spear. Wow, wonderful. There is a song by the name Daddy Like that someone apparently like unironically sings, which is spooky to imagine, but don't even ask me how I came across that knowledge. I mean, you might enjoy it. I dare you to watch the entire music video and then tell me what you think of it. There shouldn't have been nothing in there. There should have been something, I think. And something more specifically being a mob. Or maybe it's the one that I got as the spear. Maybe I'm just at the wrong spot. I'm not quite sure what the issue is here. I mean, I'm gonna tell you, it's like mind-changing, mind-blowing, life-changing. This experience of listening / watching to sad musical opus. Maybe you discover your new favorite musician in the process of it. I shouldn't even have to dare you. I'm telling you, it's your personal starway to salvation. Did I already get the blue one? I forgot. I think not, because it's somewhere over here. I didn't choose this spot here yet, did I? Because normally this is a weapon for Vincent. Solid bazooka, wow, wonderful. So what else is there? There is red, which is either an ether or a turbo ether. Okay. And finally, there is an ether or nothing. I think I'm gonna skip the nothing part and just go for the ether or turbo ether. I should have, well, the mob, I think I already did the mob and got a spear instead of the mob. I didn't want to order a surge, please. What is the surge even good for? It feels like some of this is randomized and other parts of it are not, which is very strange. No, I would say this is, wow, okay, I'm gonna take it. I would say this is how half random works, aka semi-random. Like, if you randomize only half of it, you randomize only half of it. Like, you can't randomize what you randomize and what you don't randomize. I mean, I'm not even sure if I like it this much, but, like, it's not bad, I guess. It would have normally been the water ring, but okay. Let's then take the ultimate weapon. Should not complain, I guess. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that too much seems non-random for it to seem like everything could have been randomized. I understand randomness, you know. But my theory is that just some things have been forgotten to be randomized or left out unintentionally. It's really nice that this is the place where I get Aerith Princess Guard, because it's gonna be really useful to me right now. I have actually, I mean, chests are randomized. He did an update that allowed you to randomize chests. It just seems to me that he forgot to randomize some chests. You're having dinner in front of my stream. What kind of dinner are you having, if I may so inquire? So have you already listened to my musical recommendation, by the way, Punk? Because if not, I will take this personally and write it in my velvet line diary, and maybe also my non-velvet line curse book. I don't know what Piedmontese means. I'm just gonna skip that word and go to salad with chicken. I see. Did you make that salad yourself? Also, what do you mean by salad? Do you mean like lettuce, cabbages, or do you mean like actual honorable vegetables? I mean, I guess it's hard to say what is and isn't irony, but I mean, if you look into, which of course I have not done, other OP of this artist's oeuvre, you might find a pattern, possibly. That's a lot of damage. Okay, he's already dead. Okay. Like, who isn't WoW? Okay. Maybe I made the enemies too strong, because now everything is dying. And by everything I mean me. I don't know when I last saved, but I probably should do that again very soon. Like right now, maybe? And like, this is really surprisingly much damage, I must say. I'm not sure why that is. Why do you deal so much damage? Tell me, game. Lettuce with my hated potatoes, ham, cucumbers, vinegar, mustard and eggs. So did you make this salad yourself, or is it just some kind of bought salads that you had to buy in a shop on on the way to which you were beaten by a French policeman? You arranged it all? Do you mean the salads or the police beating? You know, I think the damage is based on the character's kills times 10, maybe? Because that would explain why it's dealing so much damage to Cloud, but so little to Sid. And it's always dealing the same amount of damage. Are you saying you have something against painted on abdominal muscles, punk? Because, I don't know, because they invalidate real muscles. My mathematicity degree, I'm sure that anybody with a mathematicity degree would very much flaunt it as much as they can. I didn't say Bon Appetit. Maybe there's a reason for why I didn't say Bon Appetit. But did you say itadakimasu? I mean, while I was in Japan, I learned that Japan people do that. It's not just some kind of cliche. People actually do it, which I thought is just a cliche, but some people do it. Well, I most certainly hope I have a mathematicity degree. I mean, what is the name of the holder of a mathematicity degree? That is, of course, a good question. Let me think about that. A mathematit. I guess if you have a mathematicity degree, then you are a mathematit. Well, but if you have to solve one of these problems, there can only be, like, I don't know how many, 6 or so mathematits in the world, which is a little bit of a low number, wouldn't you say? Also, hey, Smiganator. It's like Americans who say grace. Do you mean the French word grâce, or do you mean like the American English word grace? I'm not sure. Also, I'm still learning to, still trying to learn the middle breaks. So, have you shared your deepest, earnest feelings about sad song I mentioned a while ago with me yet, Punk? Oh, I must have missed that. So you're saying you were not formally aware with this musician? I think that's not the right word you're using there, because I'm not sure if you realized, but it's actually not a man. This that's not exactly what I was trying to imply either. You know, personally, I like to use they pronouns anyway, because they add like an air of mystery. Like, even when I know people, and like when I talk about people, I always just say they, because I prefer to just keep things in the dark, in the spooky dark, and people have to keep guessing if I'm talking about men or women, or I don't know, deities, goats. Well, but coward is pretty long. I mean, you see, the point of pronouns is to shorten words, and if you have to say coward all the time, you're not really accomplishing your goal of shortening language, are you? I mean, you'd be better off calling everyone cunt then, because that's already slightly shorter than cowards. And by Kant, of course, I mean the last name of the famous German philosopher Immanuel Kant. I mean, maybe you have to learn how to spell the word cunt correctly, punk. Because, as I said, okay, you can learn fast at least. You know, actually, I'm not sure if I'm the only one who noticed, but I've been listening to some people, like, I'm not even sure where I came across the term, but someone was actually talking about the, I think 19th century philosopher from the so-called town Kaliningrads, Immanuel Kant, and I'm not sure if they were doing it in order to not be like suspected of using the word Kant, but they were pronouncing his name as, I think, Kant, because apparently you're not supposed to like pronounce his name the actual way, because you would have to do so by calling him Kant, but they were like making an effort to say Kant, to say like Kant, even though that's not how you say his name. His name is Kant, not Kant. But oh well. I don't think Kant is the same as some other words. Like, I actually feel some people do the same when they talk about Björk in on American television. I'm never sure if that's because they don't know how to say her name, which is, by the way, Björk, not Bjork. But they always say Bjork because maybe Björk just rhymes with jerk, or it sounds too close to jerk, and they don't like to call her Björk. For the same reason they don't want to call cunts cunt, and therefore go with Kant. Well, I think Kant is not, like, by comparison, Kant isn't derogatory to anyone, is it? Maybe I'm just hallucinating, but... How do you mispronounce Björk then? Like, do you do the same way I said people do? Björky? Björk? I see. Well, that's kind of funny though, I would say. Isn't there also another words? You mean these fancy things? The SS. The SS is an acronym for a Nazi Germany time association, but I think you mean like the letter. That's not called SS though. I think you don't mean the paramilitary organization from wartime Germany. I can't even find it on my keyboard, like where is this shitty thing? That's not it. Oh, there it is. Also, shouldn't Kate Sif have a level 1 3 limit break like everyone else, or does he only have 1 2? I am not sure yet. Yeah, I think the official name is SZ, and apparently there's also like an Austrian chocolate that goes by the same name of SZ. Maybe it's not Austrian, but there is some kind of chocolate that I think is also called SZ, and I think it's major garbage. It has been quite a while since I learned new limit breaks. Speaking of chocolate, it's almost the second most important chocolate holiday in Germany, which is Easter. Following of course Christmas. Oh hey, thanks Mick. Also, what the fuck just happened? Like, why do I only have one more character? Like, why did his HP increase? Why everything? Like, it seemed like I was using transform, but I didn't, did I? This is very strange. Yeah, I must have definitely used transform, but Some kind of glitch must have happened. This is most spooky. Your PS4 died 2 weeks ago? That sounds sad. I have never had a PS4, so I've never had one die on me either. What kind of games do you play on your Xbox? I wonder. You know, strangely enough, I still have a PS2 somewhere that doesn't really work anymore. Hey Titsu. A lot of Yeehaw Skyrim. Is that one game title, Yeehaw Skyrim, or are these two? I mean, I've heard of Skyrim. I'm not quite sure what to make of the Yeehaw. Well, maybe you are on like a secret list or something, Medric, with all of this luck you seem to be having. You got the remake today? I mean, a lot of people have not cared about that and have already streamed it, I think. I'm not sure if they will be moved by your wise words there. But I mean, due to all of the quarantine, I noticed that some websites, actually quite a few, experienced apparently quite an uptick in traffic, and as a result had to change their business model or downgrade quality. Oh, maybe I should try and steal more stuff, because every enemy should have an item that I can steal from them. Maybe like, this is happening again. Why am I getting this weird glitch? Strange. I hope I saved, like, some time ago. I have no idea how long ago this was. I mean, there are some countries that do not have national quarantine going on. For instance, Sweden. You can pretty much run around freely in the streets of Sweden. And some other countries, like... I mean, I don't think Japan has anything on a large scale up. I've experienced a glitch where the transform limit break effect is coming into action, even though I'm not using the transform limit. So like a few minutes ago, you could see that 2 of my clouds became disabled, like their names got blacked out, or like they weren't visible anymore. I should probably say blued out, because the white name wasn't there anymore on the blue surface. And the remaining character's HP was the sum of the other 2 characters. And that has happened a few times before, and it seems like it's some kind of strange enemy attack result. I'm not really sure though what causes it. Also, what exactly is a porn game, I wonder? Sounds really fascinating. Maybe life itself is an April Fool's joke. Porn games are like when people have sex while playing Monopoly. Are you sure that's even a real thing? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have a lot of interesting things to do, but I find it hard to believe that anyone has had sex while playing Monopoly. I mean, maybe like I would have to like imagine what kind of scenario arises in which that is realistic. I'm not sure if such a thing has ever happened before. That sounds just slightly too convoluted. No, they are still there, they're just very, very quiet. Maybe I shouldn't fight these enemies because they are annoying. I think I should move on. I mean, technically she doesn't die in the remake because the game doesn't get to the point where she could die in the remake. I wonder what materia this marvelous greenstone will present. Another death blow. Wonderful. I mean, it's not just their hair colors, it's even their hairstyle. If you look at Aerith's sprite in the menu and Sephiroth's sprite in the menu, you can see that they, if you have like a blurred vision, if you're like drunk or something, and you're looking at one or the other, you might even mistake them for the other. Because they do in fact look quite similar. Maybe his adoptive brother. Maybe his adopted brother. Maybe his spiritual brother. A smoke bomb. Wonderful. You don't call her Aerith? I mean, are you saying you call her Aerith with an S, not a TH? Or are you saying you call her a different name entirely? Oh. Aerith. I mean, if you slur your speech, you can't even tell the difference of whether you're saying Aerith or Aerith. Just go like for some kind of combination, like Aerith. Or go to Japanese and just go with Erisu. Hey Rudel, thank you. Well, that's because Aerith, from like a character type standpoint, isn't actually a white mage. She is the fabled rare geomancer. So like an earth mage. Ice. Well, I'm really getting a lot of late game material lately. Well, who knows how it will do. It seems you have a quite strong opinion of FF13. If I can have one material and only one, what about like... I'm not sure if you're accounting for this, but if you have like stuff like Master Magic, you have kind of more than just one materia in one materia. Well, if you are putting it like this, then I don't know. W item, because W item gives you the power to abuse magic and to abuse items into duplication to the max. Hello, fat man. Oh, I have to press buttons. I almost forgot to press buttons. I sound sleepy. I thought I just sounded serious. I've actually been sleeping like more than enough for like my usual sleep amounts. I'm sorry to worry you. I even slept so much, so deeply and so long that I had many a spooky dream. Some of them involving mountains, some of them involving cars, and some of them are involving riding in cars through mountains. Hey, start, 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 start. I really like the gun sound effect. Visit a zoo or recreation for recreation. I mean, when I was a child, when I was growing up, I was forcibly brought to zoos, but as I got older, I kind of stopped doing that. Um, I think I wouldn't enjoy zoos very much anymore. I mean, there are probably several reasons why one might not enjoy zoos. Like, I feel like the only people who go to zoos are children and their relatives. Maybe I'm wrong though, like, when I think of zoos, I just picture lots of small children with like their grandparents maybe, or their parents being there, and that in itself for me is already enough reason not to go there. But then there's the animals, which I am not really too interested in watching. And on top of all of that, you actually have to pay money to go to a zoo. Like, why would I pay money to go to a place where there's lots of small children and other people and animals and that's it? Like, that doesn't sound like a good business proposal for me to enjoy. I mean, you can do like half of that if you go to a grocery store for free. Like, if you just want to be around people, you can go to a grocery store and you don't even have to buy anything, so you can get the comfort, excitement of beholding other people. Maybe not so much animals, unless they bring like their dogs or cats sometimes in like cat or dog bags. But it's you can combine the date aspect with the getting food aspect, and sometimes you might even get someone to buy you grocery store stuff. But that's for the advanced players. I'm almost afraid I will have to fight this battle one more time. The soup section. Do supermarkets even have a soup section? Do you mean like canned soup? So I just got Sega Chief's message. Apparently he has released a new version of his randomizer. Now the question is, should I take that? Because I would have to, like, it would probably re-randomize certain things. I guess I'll continue with this for now and then make a decision later. I mean, I can do it next time I save, which could be very soon, but did he just say which way did that creep Sephiroth go? Does he normally say that? Hey, fake man. Maybe I've never brought Kate Sif here, but I didn't know he had that line. Is Kate Sif creep shaming Sephiroth? That's stooping quite low. Also, can you get anything special here? Like, anything at all? Probably not. You get a nice view though. And I get another chance at opening many more exciting item gifts in the form of treasure chests. I wonder what they will be. I mean, this really kind of does feel like Christmas, or like my birthday, or like other people's birthday, because of all the excitement of not knowing what you will get from opening these treasure chests. Only it seems that, like, compared to like the real world, in this game, the stuff I find is usually more garbage than what I seem to be getting. And right now, I got an unknown exception, which has just crashed my game. That's cool. But I get a chance to read this text once more. Oh, someone in my party, I'm not sure if it's Sid or Kate Sif, says, really, this... Like, is it legal to call Sephiroth a creep? I kind of want to know what the original Japanese line is. Because I don't really feel that Sephiroth is a creep. Like, in my mind, creep is something else than what Sephiroth is. I mean, to me, creep is more someone who I don't know. Someone more within the realm of wearing too few clothes, being too sexually explicit, being too cozy around small children. None of which I would say is what Sephiroth stands for. Does he really say that much? I mean, does he even say it at all? No, I think you're not the only one who hates Kate Sif. I think there are a few people who do not hate Kate Sif. I think you're actually in the majority, or at least the plurality. Considering there might be more than just hate and not hate. Also, what is that? Who's Oscar? I'll look at some more people. I have no recollection of ever saying that, let alone thinking that. Also, who did she usurp the throne of garbage from then, during this great trash revolution, I wonder? I try to stay away from my Twitch page, it's too spooky. Oh, this is Vlacarados. I think he has 33,333 HP normally, which means this could take a while. Well, you're taking the garbage can as a sign of dislike, but maybe you're just overinterpreting there. I mean, maybe the garbage can is, you know, a nice cozy little mobile home that should be a source for one's envy, not one's distaste. A cooking pot. Well, technically every garbage can is a cooking pot anyway, isn't it? Am I oh my god. This will take forever. I don't have Ultima right now, do I? Well, I have other things. I mean, there are some quite huge cooking pots out there. I mean, don't you normally cook a lobster in very huge pots? Like very high ones? They might just as well be garbage cans after all. I really like these limit break tech animations. What exactly is Sid doing there? It's not just fab, it's super fab. Am I looking to the remake? Looking forward to the remake? Someone asked me that yesterday, and I think my answer was that I am certainly not looking backward to it. So, how's that? Hey, frogs on unicycle vape. Oh, more Vlacovados. Yeah, this will take a while again. Maybe just the sound effect for Kiata is messed up, because it seems to always be so loud. There definitely seems to be some kind of glitch. Because once again, I have only one character. I don't even have enough MP to summon Titan a second time. I know, it's not MP, it's just I had already used them once. Well, I think it used transform via a glitch. Okay, can you just please die now, because otherwise I might be dead. I mean, one more clue that I use transform is that if you look at my characters, they all have the same amount of HP and MP right now, and that also happens when you use transform. So, however, I did not choose or select transform. And the transform happened just the moment I was about to use Toy Soldier. So there must be some kind of glitch where if you use some other of Kate's limit breaks via slots, such as Toy Soldier, something strange happens. Sometimes, at least. Not right now, but... Also, I feel like a lot of enemies are dropping batteries, even though that's arguably the most pointless item to have in the entire game. Hey Pete, I am good indeed, and I think I need to take a hydration break. Not to be confused with an hydrangea break. So I'll be back. Anyway, even I have made it back to this place, it seems. It's time for fun in the snow. Don't be confused by the background noises. There's no one getting murdered or something like that happening. Interesting. Wow, I got a power soul. I wasn't expecting that. Hey Xenu. Thank you, you too. You like my tuna religion? Well, I guess the most important part is that you need to eat tuna a couple of times per choose whichever time frame you prefer, like minute, hour, day, week, month, year. Even though year is quite low, I mean, you probably need to eat it at least, I mean, I think like really the lowest I can tolerate is like once a month. I mean, you most certainly gain power from eating tuna, because any food that you eat, or pretty much any foods, but certainly tuna, gives you energy, aka calories, and energy, physically speaking, is just synonymous with power, so hence tuna does indeed give you power. Well, that depends on what you mean by big. I am not sure if tuna makes you big. What do you mean by big? Like bacon beefy, or like bacon sloppy, slobby. What is my body weight? To tell you the truth, I do not believe in scales. I don't see the point in weighing myself. I never really understood weighing yourself. Like, I can just look in the mirror and use what I see in the mirror as an approximation of what I look like. Probably a closer one than what scales can tell me. And if I'm not happy, I can use that to. mm, yeah, I mean, I can see how that is exactly what an anorexic person would say to themselves. So, I mean, of course, what I'm saying has some limitations. What do I see? Wait, I'm not talking about you specifically, OCT. I'm just saying that um, this can be dangerous. Also, I'm really not being very good at this right now because I'm too focused on observing the immaculate. What is the noun from immaculate? Immaculacity? Not sure. Anyway, I'm observing the lack thereof on these irregular shaped food things I'm currently holding in one of my hands. And I, with great displeasure, realize that they do not look quite right. So in order to overcome this, I will have to hide them in one of my oral cavities. What am I eating? Why don't you play the funny game of guessing what I'm eating by the sounds I'm making while I'm eating it? I mean, I've basically become an ASMR streamer now. I'm not sure if I'm being too aggressive about it though. Boatmeal? Where would I inquire this mysterious substance that goes by the name of boatmeal? Because I'm quite intrigued about this so-called boatmeal. Well, you told me what you said you were eating. I mean, can I be really sure that what you said was really the truth? I mean,